And it's just incredible. Fade up, C-SPAN. Let's hear what this creature has to say.
To drive competition in the energy marketplace. It sets ambitious and achievable standards for energy efficiency and renewable energy.
Yeah, that's enough.
Solar, wind.
They always call it solar, wind, and energy efficiency and not being wasteful. It has nothing to do with that. It's about steering and controlling the economy. It's about putting taxes on all of our businesses. It's about controlling our society. They always make it about innovation. It has nothing to do with that. I mean, just everything is pure lies out of these people. Well, you'll find out. All these Michael Jackson people obsessed with it. You're just born to be slaves, weren't you? I'm watching C-SPAN right now, House debate on scientific dictatorship, the micromanagement and taxation of every facet of your life. Those pushing it say $2,500 more a year. That's only the beginning. This is the mandate to control every facet of your life. I'm going to break down the bill, get into the Federal Reserve, the other attack fronts on our liberty, and take your phone calls. But let's turn up Representative Bob Goodlatte, Republican Virginia, 6th District from C-SPAN, just randomly see what he's saying.
The most CO2-free emission that we have, and this bill does nothing to promote it. It stifles the ability of the people of this country to have the kind of competitiveness they need in the world to be able to get inexpensive sources of energy. So I strongly oppose this legislation. You know, we, Republicans and Democrats, offered over 200 amendments to try to improve this bill. They made in order one. In shutting down this democratic process, the Speaker of the House has taken away the voice of the American people. The simple truth behind this legislation is it raises taxes, kills jobs, and will lead to more government intrusion. It is estimated this bill will raise electricity rates 90%, gasoline prices 74%, natural gas prices 55%, and that's in addition to the expected rise in all of those sources of energy because this Congress, for the last 2.5 years, has refused to take up a real American energy plan to devote more to producing domestic sources of all of our traditional sources of energy and developing new sources. We support the effort for energy efficiency. We support the effort to promote new and alternative forms of energy. We do not support this kind of suicide for the American economy. I urge my colleagues to oppose this legislation.
Gentleman's time has expired. The gentleman from California.
Madam Speaker, I want to yield now to the gentleman who had been the chairman of the Energy Subcommittee.
Waxman is the ugliest man on earth.
Last Congress. And who was
he looks like a caricature, like a demonic ferret,
legislation that we worked off,
like a minion of Satan. I mean, literally, I never go off how people look or a book by its cover, but in this case, it fits. I mean, if I was an artist trying to create like a demonic character that kidnaps children, it'd be Henry Waxman. You know, hypothetically.
In this legislation.
I mean, just look at that demonic ferret, like some kind of blood-drinking bat or something. That's what it looks like, a vampire bat, how the vampire bat's nose, you know, their noses point straight up. They have those same kind of skull-faced nose, like his nose has been chopped off, and the cartilage is kind of swollen and sticking out the front. They just took Bat Boy down off the screen. Makes me want to throw up every time I look at him. The guy that wants to rape our economy in America. This is the end of the republic. This allows the bureaucrats to take over whatever they want and selectively do it. And I'm sick of these criminals. Let's hear what Representative Rick Bottcher has to say.
Unleash investments in clean energy technologies that will create millions of new American jobs.
Turn him off. It's always the same. It creates millions of jobs, yes, that you control. That your people control. Like money's being given to Al Gore to build his new car company? That little criminal that says he invented the internet? I mean, I've had it with you people trying to have managed economies that you sit over. You're nothing but looting parasites, you little bastard. All right, see, I probably shouldn't be on air today, folks. I'm trying to get control. Maybe you guys should take those guys, like their audio's fine. Maybe I shouldn't be seeing the screen. Because looking at these guys getting off in their little suits, their little outfits, and loving deceiving people, and just the weak little smiley piggy faces they always have. They're just little cowardly pieces of garbage. I'm going to try to settle down. We got Bob Chapman come on, talk about the global warming takeover. A bunch of other bills. In fact, my pocket constitution's not in here. I want to read clause 5, 6, 7, 8 right through about the Federal Reserve saying Congress has no authority to regulate currency and credit. That's what it's expressly supposed to do, you lying piece of trash, Bernanke. You piece of filth. You piece of garbage. We'll talk some about the economy, but mainly the incredible activities of the Federal Reserve, big new developments there. Congress is not allowed to read the 1,300 to 1,600 page. They won't let anybody see the final version. It's being written. 3 hours of debate began 20 minutes ago, so they're only going to allow 3 hours of debate on an unread bill with hundreds of pages being added as we speak. It'll probably end up being 800 pages. That's normally how they operate. So they'll be writing it as they pass it. And then they know nobody's read it. They're also been caught slipping in after it passes. Because nobody's read it. Why not? Just total criminality. It's like the Texas legislature. In fact, guys, cue up the video. It'll be on YouTube. Texas legislators vote more than once. It's a felony, but they just do it. They just sit there voting repeatedly and voting for others, and they just do it on camera and say, yeah, it's criminal, but we do it. If you don't like it, we'll have SWAT teams come slaughter you. Because we rule you now. Government is nothing but a giant stealing machine, and they want to take your private property. They're going to do it with the Wetlands Clean Water Restoration Act, all water, puddles, wells, underground water. They own all property in the U.S. Total federalization, take over whatever they want. I already watched them with this model, still 20-plus thousand acres from people, and from 94 to 2000 here. Just where I live. The American Clean Energy and Security Act of 2009, they're baiting and switching with two bill numbers now, H.R. 2998. H.R. 2998 is the one they added hundreds of pages to now. It was another bill number, so they're engaging in every form of trick, every form of legislative maneuver and manipulation of deception. The main switchboard for the Senate and the House is busy. You want to go to Campaign to Liberty. In fact, they've got a good list. Go to Campaign to Liberty, Ron Paul's site, guys. Guys, go to Campaign for Liberty and just print me the numbers they've got, because every number we give out is good at first and then gets busy. 800-833-6354, 800-833-6354. Call. You're supposed to vote at 6 to 7 in that hour. So 6 to 7 Eastern. That's 5 to 6 Central. That's 3 to 4 Pacific, 4 to 5 Mountain. These criminals. It's coming out that Bernanke ordered people fired, ordered people to do criminal buys with Bank of America, ordered people to do, they're a bunch of criminals. Then he lied about it. That's coming out. And I know I'm hyperventilating and frothing because this is the greatest level of tyranny we've ever seen. And I've become so accustomed to it that I've been fighting it the last few months, but mentioning the bill a bit, but then it snuck up on me, and now here it is. And nobody's talking about that. They're talking about Michael Jackson, who I'm going to talk about next hour.